For decades, we were taught to wait for symptoms and treat sickness after it appeared. But in 2026, that thinking is shifting.
We've all been taught that sickness equals medication. And especially in our generation, we realized, wait, so it's vitamin D all along, not Panadol.
We are moving from reaction to prevention.
We're living in the golden age of healthcare. Data, lifestyle, diagnostics, and your doctor is your guide to the health that you're looking for.
From treating disease to understanding the body before it breaks.
This is the era where we need to give a personalized touch, the personalized care.
This documentary explores 10 major shifts in health, broken down into 7 connected chapters.
Our risk of different chronic diseases is increasing exponentially with age because we never were focusing on longevity before.
We have a mindset that we have to do the screening after 40. No.
Take action. Take action much before the disease actually develops.
At the foundations, sleep, hydration, fitness, no longer as a lifestyle choices, but pillars of health.
The number one habit is sleep. If you fix your sleep, everything will come with it.
Don't lose the fundamentals. Turning up, lifting weights consistently, enjoying the process of exercise.
Hydration. I think we underestimate how much water is being utilized for my day-to-day.
It explores functional medicine and daily habits, where small, consistent actions compound over time.
Either you push your body to the limits which you are not supposed to, or you don't explore the potential of your body. Both are harmful.
Making health more personal, more precise.
We now have so many great technologies,
but where we need to be cautious is the action.
Why recovery is no longer an afterthought.
You don't have to wait to have an injury to come to the physiotherapy session. No, you have to prevent, you have to analyze your body.
From heart health to stress to resilience.
ECG, by Holter or by imaging, we could have saved that life.
Into workplaces, communities, and connected systems.
If they don't build a healthy environment for employees, they're going to be paying a very heavy price.
If it's one of us is sick, we're all sick.
This is Health and Wellness in 2026.
Health doesn't break suddenly. It erodes quietly until we're forced to listen.
Through sleep debt, stress normalization, poor recovery, emotional suppression, and late intervention.
I think, organizations are now starting to understand that if they don't build a healthy environment for employees, they're going to be paying a very heavy price, tackling burnout, tackling attrition, employee health costs. So I think, earlier, I truly believe that we used to go to work. Now we carry our workspace with us.
What do we normalize that shouldn't be normal?
You know what, 100 years ago, when everyone was growing their own food, it was so nutrient dense, right? All the vegetables, the fruits, but now we deal with genetically modified food, right? So all those foods now, they have a much lower nutrient density. They don't have enough vitamins. So again, it goes back to empty calories. And then we have all these preservatives and, you walk into a supermarket and we have aisles and aisles of food with like an expiry date from 3 years from now, right? Like, how is this possible? So I think that in order to basically cope in this new environment, we need to go back to the basics and we need to have an evidence-backed approach.
Because when you look at chronic lifestyle diseases, right, whether it's obesity, diabetes, heart disease, they don't develop in adulthood, they don't develop overnight. These are developing many, many years in advance, even from childhood, okay? And what our body is doing is it is sending these subtle signals, like I said, with changes in mood, changes in appetite, changes in sleep, and which are not really, which normal people will just ignore. And nobody comes to the clinic saying, I'm not really sleeping well. They will come in when they have actual symptoms of a disease, or you've done some blood tests and they're abnormal, and that's when. But often that's too late.
By the time the body demands attention, it has already asked for years.
For example, you might have heard about many people collapsing when they just run a marathon. That could be at a very young age, and this could occur because of certain hidden issues that weren't identified at an early time. We already know that high cholesterol contributes to heart disease. If at the age of 25, 20, or 30, we are able to identify if we are having high cholesterol, we can actually prevent heart disease in future.
Just they are working out in the gym, their exercise capacity is good, but that doesn't rule out if there is any underlying abnormality. You have to get screened for that. You have to do your regular health checks, you have to do the screening, and especially for those like they are training, they are frequently working out. So for them it's very important so that we can diagnose it early. But everything is attributed to heart attacks. When a patient collapses, we attribute everything that he had a heart attack. But we as cardiologists know that it's not only heart attack, Sometimes it can be some rhythm disturbances, like that the electrical circuit of the heart is having some rhythm abnormality, which if we would have picked earlier or diagnosed earlier by ECG, by Holter, or by imaging, we could have saved that life.
So we do not rest as much as we hustle. I think people forget to go back internally and just tell each and every part of our body, whether it's the kidney, the brain, even the skin, to just relax. I think people are constantly rushing, running. We're always worried, we're thinking. We get emotional. Things are impacting us without us noticing until you come to lie down at the end of the day. You take a deep breath and you realize you are so tired, but you're not sleepy.
I think there were clearer boundaries earlier, right? It was a lot simplistic earlier. Health was something you dealt with outside of work. But now, I think this digitally switched on era we live in, everything is so fast, everyone is so connected, it can be very emotionally draining. And that's why it becomes so much more important for organizations to recognize that we need to support the human, not just the employee.
No, for a long time, health was something we dealt with after something went wrong. We waited for symptoms. We waited for pain. We waited for answers. But that approach is changing.
For example, a young individual who develops a pot belly, or somebody who feels tired, weak, fatigued on doing their routine activities need to check, for example, their fasting insulin levels. So checking this can identify insulin resistance at an early stage, which is the main contributory factor to these lifestyle diseases like diabetes, obesity, or high cholesterol levels.
And one thing I would like to emphasize is if in someone's family there is a history of sudden cardiac death. Like sometimes it's quite common to have some premature cardiac death, someone young in your family passed out, right? You have that history from your mother's side, from your father's side. So it is important for all the first degree relatives to get screened. This awareness is not there, right? We just say that he had a heart attack and he passed out. We don't know what was the real cause, right? To get to that cause, especially in those who have this history, it's very important for them to get themselves evaluated, right? Because some things run in the genes. There are some things which run in the genes, some things which just by doing a cardiac ultrasound, 2D echo, we can diagnose a hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. There's a thing in which young athletes, that is one of the commonest causes. Just by doing a cardiac ultrasound, we can just rule that out and say you have it, and then subsequently we can advise some patients need implantable defibrillators, right? Someone has other rhythm abnormalities which can be addressed and which can be prevented.
our environment at the moment and our food chain are really bad in terms of toxins, environmental toxins, processed foods. What most of us experience, it's estimated that up to 80% of the population on the planet might have insulin resistance, for example, which is a very big risk factor for most major diseases: neurodegeneration, cancer, cardiovascular disease, obesity, diabetes. Everything is linked back to insulin resistance. So now we have so many people, hundreds of millions of people, if not more, all across the world have an insulin resistance. And they realize that actually it affects fertility rates globally, because fertility is going down, unfortunately, due to those environmental stressors. But also, I think that people wake up to the reality that actually they have to be responsible for their own health. The individual liability is with them. It is their duty to maintain their health, because it's really the most important asset that we have, the most valuable one.
Early screening helps to identify these problems and adapt or adopt a healthy lifestyle, which prevents the progress of these lifestyle diseases. For example, the moment we understand that we are developing insulin resistance, having daily walks for 30 to 45 minutes, developing muscle resistance training, practicing a healthy diet, good sleep, a reduced stress life can actually prevent insulin resistance and prevent the complications associated with it.
To understand health, we have to stop looking at it as a moment and start seeing it as a system.
Because I'm part of an ecosystem, it's still selfish to care about others, because you can't be healthy on your own. If it's one of us is sick, we're all sick. This is how we are. We're a collective. We're a tribe. We are, and we learned that in a hard way during COVID. We had to isolate even from your spouse. That's how serious it is. So influencing as many people to be healthy guarantees my own health too. It's all part of the ecosystem.
We've all been taught that sickness equals medication. And especially in our generation, we realized, wait, so it's vitamin D all along, not Panadol. It's been supplements, it's been diet, it's been nutrients, vitamins, etc. People started understanding that why was I going to the extreme to begin with when there were things on the way? Until now, even when I test positive for COVID, apparently I should only be taking ABC, which all go under the family of supplements. Until obviously the vaccines came out, and that was more of a preventative thing. So what happened is, yes, people have become they've opened their eyes and their minds more to the idea of, let me not get to the part where there's no more going back.
So I think for healthcare, it takes a village. Your doctor is obviously, can tell you of what you should do next, but your spouse is part of your healthcare journey. Your kids are part of your healthcare journey. The work environment that you're in is part of your healthcare journey. Your gym trainer is part of your Pilates teacher is part of it. Your psychologist is part of it. When there is disjoint between these guys, when people are still thinking traditionally about, let's wait and see what happens and then we will do it after the fact, it's always going to hold you back. So it takes a village to truly achieve health. And then that health spreads to the village too.
We all know that the healthcare is rapidly moving towards a better future. And previously, it used to be one size fits all, or one treatment fit for everybody. But that is not the thing now in this era, because we are moving into a more predictive, preventive, and personalized care. Because if you see two women, of the same age group, but their complaints or their needs or their symptoms may not be the same, because their biology is different, their lifestyle is different, the risks are different, and what each one wants is different. Because this is the time, this is the era where we need to give a personalized touch, the personalized care, because that is where, with the empathy and the connection, the relation develops to a longer and a longevity because we are trying to increase and give the lady a better lifestyle and a better health.
So it then, what happens during that, it moves from a series of just appointments. You know, I have an appointment with this doctor, I have this appointment with this specialist, to more of a living thing that actually evolves with you. So that's what I think healthcare should look like. It is never about an intervention after the fact. It is as I said, a living thing that evolves as you evolve and as your health evolves.
Once health is understood as a system, tools start to make sense, not as solutions, but as support.
Each and every one of us needs to think about, okay, what do I do on a daily basis, on a monthly basis for my health? It's the same thing as having KPIs at work, for example, right? You should have the same for your health. Why not? And at the moment, I think that on one hand, the environment is having so many environmental stressors for us, but on the other hand, we now have so many great technologies, for example, wearable devices, right, that help us track our sleep and our quality of life in general, our stress. So this is very important. So I think that everyone can create a protocol for themselves on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. Okay, what do I do once or twice a year? I do my blood work, I see what I need to supplement with, I kind of refine my routine to make sure that I actually offset physical and cognitive decline.
So I was that guy. I had an Apple Watch and a Whoop for a very long time. I was using both of them to cross-check the data between the accuracy. Whoop is still one of the leading products on the market from an accuracy perspective. The biggest indicator for me is the amount of professional athletes who are unpaid wearing this device, and that's due to the accuracy of the technology. So I wanted to kind of cross-check and see. For me, I found it overwhelming eventually. I think for a lot of people, you need to have the capacity to understand data, but not let it dictate your every move or decision or the way you perceive yourself. For a lot of people, the data can sometimes be extremely overwhelming and actually be slightly counterproductive. So I'm a huge believer in tracking, and at some point, everyone should use a trackable device at some stage for an extended period, whether that be an Apple Watch, an Oura Ring, a Samsung Ring, a Whoop. There's so many different products out there. But for me, it's about understanding why you're using it, using that data productively, and then understanding whether it's something you want to keep doing ongoing or not.
Using the power of AI for early detection is really useful. So tracking is great. So now you take a picture on your phone of whatever you're eating, and immediately you get what is a macronutrient, what is a micronutrient, you know what it is, right? So that is very useful, especially in young people, in adolescents, right? Because immediately they're getting, okay, what does my food contain? What is happening? And it's very visual. Otherwise, you think about nutrition, it's so complicated, this, that. So it makes it very accessible, very relatable, okay, and very easy to understand. So when they have that knowledge in real time, okay, it helps them make those decisions about what they're putting into their body. And I feel that is very empowering. That I feel is the good part of AI in nutrition. But where we need to be cautious is the action. When it comes to using AI to give you a meal plan, it should be done under the guidance of a clinician or nutritionist.
I mean, every year we come up with more and more different ways for people to get healthy and fit. It can actually be a little bit overwhelming. And I think counter to this question, I would say it's the year that people need to strip it right back and focus on the basics. May not be the answer that we wanted there, but basically what I want to try and say is don't lose the fundamentals. Turning up, lifting weights consistently, enjoying the process of exercise, because now more than ever before, there are so many different areas of fitness that have now expanded, different types of training, different types of tracking or measurements or technology, different types of methods with nutrition and protocols and online training and in-person training, this gym and that gym. People are lost and it's very confusing. So I would say don't miss the basics, do the basics well and do them often. This is going to be the biggest thing for people moving into 26 is kind of finding your rock and sticking to it, whether that's a trainer or a particular program or particular software. Whatever that one thing is, try to stick to it for at least an extended period to see how it works for you.
Because the goal is not to push the body, it's to keep it working for life.
Yeah, definitely. Like I think Every trainer will definitely have body dysmorphia of some kind. Like, we're always wanting to look different. I'll even scroll through my camera roll 12 months ago and think, oh, I looked so much better 12 months ago. People will tell you look good now. Of course we do. I think it's a normal thing for a lot of people. But I try to tell myself, like, as long as, and this is why I do the yearly check, as long as I'm every year in the same, or if not a better position than last year. One thing I'll say on that though, is as I've gotten older, I've actually started to look at more how healthy I actually am from the inside rather than the outside. When I was younger, it was very much visual. Now I'm kind of measuring, like, was that sore when I got up? Are my knees feeling okay today? How do I feel inside? I think this is more important.
You don't have to wait to have an injury to come to the physiotherapy session. No, you have to prevent, you have to analyze your body. Now it's a lot of things that make us to customize the treatment, analyze the body of the patient. Everyone is different, but of course they have to prevent and make the conscience to start doing things for their own. Yeah.
There's a Sanskrit verse in Ayurveda which we say, Aniyayal pradibadam sarvadharmeshu madhyamam. Okay, I'll translate it for you. Aniyayal pradibadam means always practice something. Pradibadam sarvadharmeshu madhyamam, in all your rituals, in all your activities, all your thought process, madhyamam, the middle portion. So that's what is more easy to maintain. Both extremes wouldn't help you, because see, when you are in the extremes, body is not ready for what you do. I mean, or either you push your body to the limits which you are not supposed to, or you don't explore the potential of your body. Both are harmful. Okay. We say it's pratnyabadavadam or adyubyoga or mithya ubhyogam of body. I mean, they're all Sanskrit words, but ultimately these are all same things. It's just a language what we say. But the science always believes that anything that can be practiced always, okay, where you are in the middle portion, where you can be in yourself, in your own best zone, is always the balance zone. The other is always not something that you can follow always, because there will be a point of crash, and then that will lead to depression, that will lead to issues. Okay, so always do things which you can always be practicing.
You want to build the little blocks, basically. You want to build the foundation on something that no matter what shakes you, there's so much to hold you and keep you grounded and protect and take care of you, that it will take so much more force, aka illness, trauma, stress, to break you.
Stress, cortisol deposit is a very important thing to talk about it, because mental health is relative with all the pain, neck, upper traps, lower back, the posture. You see depression in people, then they become with this posture all the time. Then chondritis, lumbar back, is like problem in the spine, postural things. Like, to me, all these kind of things are really connected.
So for me, I notice I try to not make it too complicated. I try to keep it very simple. Post-workout routine starts. As soon as I'm done with my workout, my recovery starts. It starts with feeding your body. It starts with hydrating your body, and then making sure you have a good night rest.
Nobody's stopping us to get up early. So get up with the sunrise, watch the sunrise, watch the day unfold, walk around, do some moderate exercise which you can practice daily. As you rightly asked me about being extreme, don't be extreme. That can be consistently followed. Moderate exercise, walk around, hear the birds, smile. When you do this, you become emotionally better, you become more positive, more optimistic. And when you're positive and optimistic, you become mindful. When you're mindful, all your activities would be, or your thought process would be more focused to the, not just about yourself, that would be beneficial for the people around you also. So that's what it matters. And then yoga. Okay, I use the word yoga because I come from an Ayurveda yoga background, but it could be anything that is meditations, all those things. Then the abundant thing in the world, water, hydrate, drink water.
I think the biggest misconception is that they think they're drinking enough, and they think that water is enough. It's something I had to learn the hard way. I had so many tournaments, so many matches where I would be this close to winning those matches, but because I didn't have that hydration element, and unfortunately I lost a lot of matches, I would sometimes get a full body cramp in the middle of the match just because of dehydration. I had to learned the hard way that you need to hydrate yourself. And a lot of people think that hydration comes mid-game. No, hydration comes 2 hours before the game.
Hydration is not optional.
Hydration. I think we underestimate how much water is being utilized for my day-to-day. We think only if I sweat, I need to drink. Only if I utilize the toilet too much, that means I need to recompensate the liquids. Water is constantly flowing. If I'm doing nothing and I'm just thinking, I'm probably depleting my body of a lot of water. If I'm exercising, I'm killing my water reserves. So sometimes it's not even enough to just drink water. You have to resort to electrolytes. You have to get your water from foods as well, fruits, vegetables, so things that are watery, that hold water content, but they don't feel like you're constantly drinking. So if water is something to you that is more of an issue, something I forget, it's tasteless. That's always something I used to get with people. Like, I don't remember water, but I'll never forget my coffee. Try to incorporate it in ways that will not feel like you are drinking. So the best and easiest to go to, fruits and vegetables, especially things like watermelon. The highest content is water.
Especially in a country like Dubai, where I live in Dubai my whole life. I've been born and raised here. I know how much hydration matters, and if I don't hydrate well, I can't function properly.
Absolutely. So hydration is also one of the basic pillars. With hydration, you need to make sure that this is also built in as your daily habit, right? So first thing you do in the morning is you have some water, not coffee, not something else, you have some water, right? How can you have a natural electrolyte drink, you might ask? Well, excellent question, because I have another tip for you today, which is just adding Himalayan pink salt in your water. And this straight away becomes like a better hydration, because then you get all the electrolytes, potassium, sodium, and so on from the Himalayan pink salt. And then you have something that supports your health and multiple cellular processes. And then again, it's all a chain reaction in our body. So for example, you don't get enough hydration, you don't get optimal kidney function, and then you might not be getting optimal bile function as well. So you might be having problems with your bile. And then this consequently will create problems with the liver and so on. So super important, but again, the solution is there and it's free.
Hydration supports the system. But without sleep, even the best hydration goes unused. This is where recovery begins.
My number one habit, my number one recommendation is sleep. Sleep is the most important pillar. It comes before everything. If you fix your sleep habit, everything else will come with it.
So sleep affects metabolism. Metabolism affects energy. Energy affects movement, and then everything comes together. So that's why everything starts with sleep. This is what I love about the importance of sleep, and it's so underrated. Like, people just take it for granted as if it's wasted time. It's actually where everything happens. Adaptation happens there. Your strength happens there. So sleep is paramount.
You were talking about that late night craving, right? Do you know what the basis for that is? It's often poor quality sleep. It's not your fault. I mean, if you look at it, poor quality sleep, okay, it changes the signals for appetite control in the body, okay, and it leads to these cravings. So it's not, so we often say, especially for adolescents, we're like, oh, they're not sleeping, they're just tired all the time, they're not, it's because of these processes. The more we understand it, the more we can deal with it. The key is health awareness. Now, this generation of children and youth, they're not going to listen to you if you say, do this, don't do that, right? What you need to do is explain the why. So if we go into schools, right, and educate them, right, on, make health a part of their curriculum, right, and teach them why sleep is so important, okay, and if you have a lack of sleep, what all does it cause, how it elevates your mood, how it changes your metabolism. So once you teach them or explain to them the why behind it, I think they are more likely to internalize it, okay, and it's not an enforced thing. They realize, okay, you know what, this is good for me.
So for sleep, the most important thing is the consistency. So you're not always looking for optimal sleep every day. You want something consistent. You want to sleep around the same time gap, and you want to wake up around the same time gap. That's the most important thing about sleep. It's a numbers game.
Poor quality sleep long term is one of the main causes for obviously, aging faster, for mental health conditions, the number of health concerns or health conditions that can arise from lack of poor sleep over the long term. So it's for this reason, one, and obviously a lot of the data is populated on the basis of quality sleep. So it's at the forefront. If you look at on Whoop now, they have they'll actually give you your chronological versus biological age. That parameter will change drastically based on how well your sleep is, but just on that metric alone. So sometimes I felt like it was a bit unfair because I'm just trying to work, build my career, train, but just because my sleep was off, it would then tell me my years, I'm losing years by the day. You know what I mean? So sleep is really the main fundamental tool, and there's a lot of scientific reasons why that is, but it's all down to sleep.
The future of health isn't extreme, it's intentional. And the most important thing to understand is this: you're not late.
Listen to your body. Each and every one of those is probably related to something you are doing currently wrong or you're not giving attention to enough.
All gyms are full on the New Year day. Jan 1, Jan 2, Jan 3, Jan 4, the gyms are vacant. Practice what you can follow always. The resolution should be that you can something that you can stick on to. That's what you said, consistency and balance.
I'm sure technology will come up with ways to facilitate it, but it's really up to us to make the change. We have nothing right now that intervenes completely. These are all devices that are meant to be tools. The main event happens with us, of how we treat these things. Where you are as a human being. Where is your resilience? Where is your adaptation? Do you move regularly? Is your gut health where it needs to be? And then when you begin to look at lifestyle as part of you being the optimal human being that you can be, everything, your sleep will become great, your relationship will become awesome, you'll become successful, you'll feel good about yourself. People react to you differently and so on.
Health doesn't begin on January 1st. It begins the moment you take the first step. Talk to your doctor. Book that session. Get a coach. Show up once.
Because small habits can create a big difference.
Start today.